Hello everyone, myself Professor Dr. Amrita Sahu, Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Today we are going to discuss on the title that is internal control. Today we will deal with meaning of internal control, definition of internal control, kinds of internal control, essential features of good internal control system, characteristics of internal control, objectives of internal control, factors influencing internal control system and limitations of internal control system. So, what is internal control? Internal control is best regarded as indicating the whole system of control, financial and otherwise, established by the management in the conduct of business, including internal check, internal audit and for other forms of control. It means we are dealing with the overall control in the organization. As the name indicates, internal control. Whatever the things are going in the organization, we have to control. That is called as the internal control system. According to the American Institute of CPA's 1948, internal control comprises the plan of organization and all the coordinate methods and measures adopted with a business to safeguard its assets, check the accuracy and reliability of its accounting data, promote operational efficiency and encourage adherence to prescribed managerial policies. Now, as I told, internal control is controlling overall things in the organization. So, on the basis of that, internal control is classified into two, that is administrative control and accounting control. Administrative control relates primarily to all control established to ensure adherence of managerial policies and promotion of efficient conduct of business, includes such control as time and motion studies, the budgetary system, employees training program, quality control techniques and performance report. On the other hand, accounting control are concerned with safeguarding the assets, prevention and completeness of the accounting records and timely preparation of reliable financial information. Let us discuss about the essential elements or features of good internal control system. As in the meaning, we have seen that internal control is comprises of overall control and it includes internal check system and internal audit. So, what is internal check system? Under the internal check system, the work in the organization is such divided among the people or employees that it is automatically checked by the another employee. And internal audit comprises of auditing of the books of account by the employee of the organization, means the person should be an internal employee of the organization. Now, on the basis of that, we are having the features of good internal control system. Work should be divided among different employees. In the organization, it is very much required that the work should be divided among the employees so that everybody is responsible for their work. The method of doing work should be clear. Proper line of authority and responsibility should be assigned to them. Relation among various departments should be clear. What is the work to be done by which department? It should be very clear about that. Organizational form of institution should be clear. The structure, what should be followed in the organization, it should be clear. Work planning of the institution should be clear. Work performed by employees should be examined. Now, in this case, we are knowing that who is going to perform what kind of activity. So it is very easy to examine the work of the employee. Standard of work should be determined. There should be standards set by the organization so that actual work can be compared with the standard and we can easily identify the deviation for that. Actual work should be compared with the standard. If there is a difference between actual work and standard work, it should be rectified. Internal check in internal audit prevailing in the institution should be studied. Internal check and internal audit prevailing in the institution should be studied. Administrative level of the institution should be evaluated. Now, we will discuss about the characteristics of internal control system. Effective. The control system should be able to achieve its objective only when it is effectively prevailing in the organization. Efficient. The control system should be able to accomplish its goal using minimal amount of resources. With the minimum resources, we can achieve the target. Adaptive. The control system should be able to respond to change in the organization's environment and risk. As we are living in the environment and environment is dynamic, so as per that we have to do the changes in our working style. Integrated. The control system should be designed in a coordinated manner that covers all aspects of the organizational activities. Now let us discuss about the objectives of internal control system. To follow policies and procedures laid down by the management. Whether the policies and procedures framed by the management, whether they are following in that manner or not, it is very much required for the internal control system. Safeguarding of the assets. It's very much required whatever the assets of the organization, who is the owner of that, whether these are for the business or for personal purpose. For this reason, we have a internal control system. Prevention and detection of frauds and error. If we are having the effective internal control system, it is very much useful for detecting and preventing the errors and fraud in the early stage. Timely preparation of reliable financial information. When we are having the effective internal control system, all the data will be available on time, and this is going to incorporate the preparation of the financial information in a early stage or at the time. Accuracy and completeness of the record. As everything is going in a fine manner, in that case, accuracy and completeness of the record is quite possible. Now, let us discuss about the factors influencing internal control system. First, management policy. The management attitudes and value towards control and risk management. It is very much required that if we want a better and effective internal control system, it is totally depending upon the attitude of the management, what kind of system they are prevailing in the organization. Organization structure. The way the organization is structured, including its reporting lines, allocation of authorities and responsibility. As you know, internal control system is very much useful in the big business organization, but it is having a limitation for the small business houses because it is a costly in nature. Information system. The way information is captured, processed and communicated throughout the organization. If we are having a proper system of communicating the information in the organization, if we are following the organizational structure from top to bottom and bottom to top, according to that, it is also helpful in a better internal control system. Now, let us discuss about the limitations of internal control system. High cost of implementation. The internal control system can fail if employee makes mistake or deliberately bypass the control. Second, collusion. When two or more people work together to bypass control or commit fraud. Third, potential of human error. The potential of human error to employees' carelessness, misunderstanding of instructions, and error in judgment have an impact on the effectiveness of internal control system. Misuse of authority. It is possible that a person who is exercising control could misuse the authority. If the person is having the power, they can also misguide and misrepresented things, and according to that, this is going to affect the control system. So, these are all the limitations of internal control system. Thank you. In the next module, we will be discussing about the internal check system. Thank you.